Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? I'm Sean Lutz coming to you from my home studio here in Dallas, Texas. Today is November 8th, 2025. This is going to be episode number 10. Alex Del Vecchio from Cedar Light Sports, Detroit Red Wings, NHL update. Last night we had the New York Rangers heading into the Little Caesars Arena to square off against our Detroit Red Wings off the loss against Las Vegas on Tuesday, where we didn't put the puck in the net, got shut out 1-0. But anyway, we're trying to redeem ourselves with the Rangers in town. Original six matchup Friday night. Atmosphere is set at Little Caesars Arena. We came out. I thought we played we looked pretty decent off the bat, but you want to score first, especially off a long return after a long road trip like that. We weren't able to convert. Rangers got on the board first there with Will Cooley, 6:46 mark, giving the Rangers a 1-0 lead. A couple minutes later there, we had JT Comper on a sweet setup and a sweet goal at the 11:06 mark, knotted it up at 1. There were some good plays going there. The first goal that we gave up, it was our PK didn't get the job done. That was a power play goal. We had some opportunities. We were unable to convert, but after one, we were, we were tied 1-1. Heading into the second, which we had some good opportunities, some good lucks, unable to convert, but Rangers do it again with Leba. Scored at the 4:52 mark, giving the Rangers a 2-1 lead. And that was it, folks. We were never able to get another goal after that. It seemed like as the game went on that Rangers got stronger and we got weaker. To me, I think that what kind of deflated our sails there when we had a power play there and Patty Kane made a nice play behind the net, walked out in front of Quick, who he was absent, and Kaner was getting ready to just put it in the empty net, but he got hooked by Quick. So I think that kind of deflated our sails a bit. We had some decent looks, but Quick was looking like a Stanley Cup championship goaltender, and on each save that he made, it seemed like it deflated us a little bit. But anyway, after two, we were down 2-1. Going into the third period, it's not going to get better for us, folks. At the 7:29 mark, we had Panarin kind of just get left wide open there, and Talbot hung out to dry. He makes it a 3-1 New York lead. And then what we like to talk about is your shifts after goals, right? Yeah, this is one you don't want. 58 seconds later, you had Lafreniere walk in unmolested. Boom, wham, bam. Thank you, man. That's the lights out for the Detroit Red Wings. That's 4-1 at the 8:27 mark. You do not want to give up two goals 58 seconds apart, while you're trailing at home 2-1. That shit can't happen. Let's just forget about it and move on. But that can't happen. That's not the kind of response you want to see out of a team. Yeah, our sales were deflated. Yeah, Quick was looking good. Yeah, we were frustrating, but I don't want to see that kind of stuff. That was frustrating. But anyway, that ended up to be the final 4-1 last night from Little Caesars Arena. We didn't have a lot of push. Like I said, our sales got deflated, and that is what it is. It was good to see Patrick Kane coming back in the lineup. Would have been nice to see him get a goal. Would have nice to see some of those. The whole outcome. Timing is everything, and that's where the goaltending is key. Quick made the saves when he had to at pivotal junctures of a hockey game. If we would have scored that one on Kaner or a couple of the opportunities later, we could have changed the ebb and flow of the game. Timing is everything. And they made the saves. Quick made the saves at the right time. But anyway, that was a final. Um, it doesn't feel good scoring only one goal the last two games. You're not going to win a lot of hockey in this league scoring 1 or 0 goals. So we need to get back on the horse here tomorrow, which is our next game, Sunday, against Chicago at 1 o'clock Eastern. Um, we need to get back on track and come out on fire, try to take care of business. But I'm not liking what I'm seeing in the last five. If you take a look at a pattern in the last five, yeah, we had a successful road trip there, going 3-2. But let's knock that one down there. We're 2 wins and 3 losses in our last five, and make note that 2 of those wins were shootout wins, 4-3 on the road. So those easily could have been losses. So 2-3 in the last five and only scoring 2 goals. I mean, 1 goal in your last 2 games. That doesn't make me feel all warm and mushy heading in tomorrow. But it's a new day. Tomorrow will be a new day against the Chicago Blackhawks. And let's just see how we respond. But let's move on into the other action that we had last night. It wasn't a whole heck of a lot going on in the NHL. But there was a few games. Let's just run through them real quickly here. We had Minnesota beating New York 5-2, and then Chicago out at Calgary won 4-0, shut them out. And then way out west there, you had the Jets at San Jose, with San Jose winning 2-1 there. Let's move on into the schedule for today. Is we're going to have there's a lot of action going on today, folks. A lot. It's going to be a good day of hockey starting early. You're going to have the Penguins at 12:30 Eastern facing off against New Jersey in New Jersey. And then I got my Dallas Stars, or my secondary team, at 3:30 Eastern, playing at Nashville. Then a good original six matchup tonight in the prime time, 7 o'clock Eastern slot. You're going to have the Boston Bruins heading into Toronto, square off against the Maple Leafs. Then let's move a little bit further out west. I'm not going to cover all these, but Avalanche at Edmonton at 10 o'clock Eastern. Anaheim at Vegas Golden Knights at 10 o'clock Eastern time. And then the last one of the night, Panthers at Sharks, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So that's it for the schedules. Let's move on and see how the parity is faring in our division, Atlantic division here in the standings. Here we go. It's getting tight, folks. Like I say, you can't stumble fall, winning a game, 2 or 3 in a row, losing 2 or 3 in a row. You're going to bounce up and down in these standings, but it is a tight race. So let's just look at it. In the Atlantic there, you can see you got Montreal still on the top there. They have a game in hand on us, and they're 2 points ahead of us. So they got 20 wings in there at second at 18 points. Boston coming up from behind at 18 points, tied with us, but we have a game in hand against them. And then Toronto coming in at the fourth slot there with 17 points. Tampa Bay, and both of these, Tampa Bay and Toronto, have moved up since the last time because they've been winning. A couple losses, couple wins. And you can see how that's tightening up there with the 16, 15. So from the 8th to the 20th, you're looking at 6 points there from Buffalo to Montreal. That's not a whole heck of a lot of hockey games. But like I say, the streak here, streak there, win, lose, you're going to be bouncing. So now let's move it on into the conference, where it'll even show it even tighter. Make note that you're looking at the top 8 teams there, but I'm going to go through them all just so you can see. You look at the Buffalo Sabres down there at the bottom with 14. But it's tight from 20 to 14 there, right? basically you're going to look at the top 8 are going to be into the playoffs with some, positional changes on how they stack up at the end of the season, and who takes the first place in their division. But anyway, let's look at the conference. You got New Jersey at the top with Montreal and Penguins at 20 points. Carolina with Detroit and Boston at 18 points. So that's 6 teams right there. The top 6. Look how tight that is. 2 points between Boston and the top of the league. Carrying it on down in the 7th, you got Toronto, Philadelphia, Tampa, and at the 9, Rangers at the 10, Caps, and all the way down there. That's a tight race, folks. There with so much parity going on in this league, man, it's going to be like this the remainder of the season. So it's imperative that we take care of business. We can't stumble fall. We can't have a lot of losing streaks. We want more. You want more winning streaks going forward here. It's just going to be that way the rest of the season. But make note of the date here. It's the 8th of November. We're heading into the Thanksgiving, U.S. Thanksgiving here towards the end of the month here in November, and that's the indicator of where your team is going to pretty much close to be where you're going to be at the end of the year. And then with all these teams so lumped together and so much parity in the conference, we're going to be battling it down, man. It's going to be a battle till the last game 82 of the season. We want to win. We want one of the first 3 slots in the Atlantic, so we don't have to worry about a wild card slot. We don't want to worry about that. We want to be in and secured. A lot of things can happen, but a lot of hockey to be played. But let's just take it one game at a time. It's going to be an exciting season. How are our teams going to fare? You got to stick around and find out. It's going to be a great season, folks. We got some talent. We can make some changes. We can make some moves. We can get some streaks going. I think we can do it, but it's not going to be easy. Did we improve? I don't know if we really improved much, but you got to keep in mind, if we did, so did all these other teams. They're all going to be in the same spots. Other teams are looking to improve. Other teams improved. Other people are battling for the same things we are. So let's just see how that fares out. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up here from Dallas for this episode number 10 from Detroit Red Wings NHL update from Cedar Lake Studios. Remember, everybody, to be kind, be nice to everybody. Have a great day. Remember to see the light, and I'll catch you on the next one.